Hello, everyone, and welcome to a bonus segment of the Brothers Take podcast. My name is Chris. I'm joined by my brothers, Adam
Hello.
and Eric.
Hello.
And we are back in the room in this bonus to talk about the Steam machine. Something that we thought we might have gotten a little bit of news on in our latest episode, all about the Game Awards 2025. We thought it might have been paired with a certain announcement in the form of Half-Life 3. Certainly lots going on in the rumor mill, and it didn't happen. But we still want to talk about it because I still feel like that reveal is imminent. Like, it's coming, right? It's got to be maybe it's going to be very early January at this point, because they're going to do that whole like Switch 2 thing did at the start of this year. You know, in January they announced it. They announced the date. They announced the fucking price. Get your pre-orders in and then you can get it. Because didn't they say about the Steam machine and the other bits and pieces that are coming with it that it's going to be early 2026?
Yeah.
So this reveal has to come in the coming weeks, right?
Yeah.
So I suppose in the meantime, what we wanted to do is take a bonus segment, which is something that we said we might do once in a while in the final phase of Brothers Take Two, for stuff that we didn't have in our original plan, but that we want to talk about. Just to share our thoughts on the Steam machine, what we would hope from it, what we might be excited about with it. And of course, as always, we want to hear your take too. If you guys watch the YouTube, jump down in the comments, share your thoughts. If you enjoy this bonus, give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, ring the notification bell for future content, including other bonus stuff, because they're not weekly, they could happen anytime. So it's good to have that notification bell rang. For this was audio platforms, touch base on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and X at the Brothers Take. Again, to give your take on the Steam machine. There was a huge Steam presence, I thought, at the Game Awards, for sure. I saw that a lot. And that was nearly, as I was watching it, I was going, this is going to be in here somewhere, right? In the form of, because even the drum intro that they did,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Mega Man reveal, at first I was like, oh, this is Half-Life 3.
Oh,
This is
right.
going to be the thing. And then it didn't look like Half-Life. And then it didn't sound like Half-Life. And then, of course, it wasn't.
With those game reveals, did you notice the lack of coming to Xbox logos?
Yes, I did.
I noticed
There was very few actually.
Yeah.
what I did notice actually with a lot of those announcements was so Soundfall Interactive, they teamed with, I think, Kepler was their publisher.
Yeah, there was a ton of Kepler games.
There was
wasn't
a ton of Kepler games.
there? Yeah.
So
It's all
good
rigged.
job,
No,
good job, Kepler.
No, the only reason I bring up
lack
that
of
is
Xbox,
a lack of Xbox is that it's just relevant, I think, to this conversation. The fact that we're
sure.
seeing a ton of games that are Steam, PlayStation, and Epic.
And then
So-
the odd Nintendo as well. Then stop
Yeah.
there, but yeah, mainly PlayStation and Steam.
As the person out of us who has kind of jumped into Steam gaming this year, Adam, with the Steam
PC
Deck
Master Race.
and played, a bunch of Steam games, especially while, you were traveling and stuff with the Steam Deck. Does this thing excite you at all?
Oh yeah.
yeah, I
Like,
thought
oh,
it might.
Yeah. No, this I'm like super pumped for not just these announcements, but just like the next, like what's coming next, like whether that's the next PlayStation or whatever. Just the future of gaming. I just kind of felt like this gen, last gen, we just had Microsoft were like knocked out first round, which is really unfortunate.
And now they just keep fucking making
Yeah.
weird announcements.
Yeah, making weird decisions. And then
Sucks.
you had like Nintendo decided in the Wii era, like, look, we're just done with this. We're doing our own thing. You guys go have fun. And they've continued to do that.
Yeah.
They maintained relevancy, but they're doing their own thing. And then that just left PlayStation kind of going, okay, well, all right, we'll just
We'll do what we're good at.
we'll do all the games, I guess.
Yeah.
But it just leads to not a good landscape because you don't have that you don't have someone to like with the end of PS3 to PS4, they were making some seriously bold decisions and they were being very innovative because they had to. But now that they don't have to, it's like, okay. It just it's not a good thing for the industry. It's just not a good thing if there isn't competition.
Yeah, it's why I think a lot of the excitement in the gaming space in the last couple of years has been in the indie space, and you've seen indie games like climb up a lot more. And as we just talked about in the Game Awards as well, like three of the Game of the Year nominees were indie games.
Yeah.
That's nuts. So because the indie space does have to compete, does have to stand up against the rest, does have to do something different to innovate, in a way where consoles used to have to. So you're right. I do think that competition breeds innovation.
Yeah.
And seeing this, normally I brush off a lot of hardware stuff. Not that I'm never not interested in it, but a lot of it usually I brush off as yeah, okay, that's like a cool accessory. Like it was a lot with the VR headsets. I was like, they're cool. They're really cool. They're cool accessories. I don't see them as something that's actually going to compete with what's already here, though. I see it as just you have it as well. This was the first thing in a long time where I was like, oh, I can see a future for this. I can see this becomes someone's main, like, this is what I buy all my games on. And they are not half-arsing this with the fact that at launch they're also releasing all these other things to go with it. I thought it was like a really exciting, like they've got plans for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're announcing the Gabe Cube, isn't it? First, and then what are just for our
machine,
listeners? Yeah, and then just for listeners, what are the other things that they're announcing? Just
Steam controller,
the Steam controller, cool,
and the Steam Frame, which is their VR headset.
All right.
So in one announcement, because when you think about it, they already have the Steam Deck, right? So
wasn't there a fourth? Wasn't there four things?
No, because the Steam Deck is the fourth.
So Steam Deck,
platform.
Steam Machine, the controller obviously for playing, so that you could play in your sitting room, not on like a desktop, and then the Steam Frame for VR gaming as well, all in one space.
Yeah, so they have a full ecosystem, all sharing the same store. One place to play your games and all over. And even with the Steam Frame, they were targeting it like, if you're not into VR games, you can still play flat games in it. Like they're not in VR, but it's like as if you're projecting a giant screen in your room, and you get to just enjoy games that way if you wanted to, right? If that
like
just
if
so
someone
happened,
else was using the TV,
right? Yeah, you could do it that way. Like it's like, let's say this is your only PC for PC gaming, the Steam Frame. You could do it that way if you wanted to. So where other companies seem to struggle in generating, like I think Sony really struggles. They have for a long time creating an ecosystem, like a family of whether it's consoles or accessories. Like I always find that Sony nails it with the home console, like in every generation, PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4, like that main primary machine, they nail. And then they try to, in a few years, come out with some sort of secondary device, be it PSP, PS Vita, PlayStation VR, whereas VR2, the Portal would sit in there, the PlayStation TV. Like they've always had all these things that have the potential for elevating the experience and creating this ecosystem, this family thing. And for some, I don't know. It's not that the products are crap. The products are actually really good. Like the Vita is phenomenal as far as a handheld goes, and it fails.
Yeah, it's like they never get fully behind it.
They don't. They kind of go.
Concept is always great, but they never fully get behind it.
It's like as if there was that one intern at Sony who made it and said, "Yeah, it's great. We'll just put that up on the fridge now next to the PlayStation 5. Yeah. Our baby, our actual baby.
Yeah. But yours is cool too.
Yeah, it's lovely. I'm sure 2 million people will enjoy that.
Yeah. Well done, Roy.
Yeah. And it's so unfortunate because they actually are they're brilliant if they just did it right. Whether that's the software support, operating system support, unifying the storefront, I think is the major thing. So that it's not this fragmented ecosystem. Whereas Steam has or Valve themselves have come at this in the opposite direction, where it's like they already had the storefront, they already have all of the games. You probably have a giant library already after years of owning a Steam account. Now here's all the hardware that you can play it all on.
Yeah, that would definitely, because I know for quite a while, definitely Chris was pushing me to try get an Xbox because Game Pass, and I was always just like, nah, I just don't see it as being a good, healthy investment. Victory for me. Um, but this
That's it. Like
seems
Xbox's
that
entire
this
future was just hanging on you getting one. And look at you, you
You
bankrupt
won.
them.
You won. And you
Yes.
ruined Xbox for everyone. No,
but this Steam thing, like, definitely, especially because I think nearly every day, Adam, you come out with this, like, oh, I just got this game
For a
and-
euro.
for €1, like, you know what I mean? It's just
Please.
like, and it does, like, the Steam catalog has everything that you
It's
could
pretty insane.
get on a console and then more. And now you're saying that in
So,
this bundle,
yeah.
you can have this home console, the GameCube, the controller, and then the Game Frame.
Well, it's not that it's
Call it
a,
the GameCube.
it's. I'm hoping there's a bundle. We don't know if there's going to be a bundle. These
right,
are
but you do have these three accessories.
they're
I suppose.
all in the
Yeah.
same ecosystem.
Likely to be a bundle.
If it's a bundle, I'm probably
'Cause they
that's
said
probably
they're-
the route I'm gonna go.
Doing it at launch, but I'm sure that's going to be fucking expensive.
I would say so, but I would say it's probably the cheaper method.
In the end, yeah. I'd say
yeah.
if you were to get them separately, it's probably more. But
Yeah,
yeah, this the design of it is so tidy and so neat, and I think the fact that because my way of gaming is that kind of console sitting room gaming. That's my preferred way to game, which is why I was never able to get into PC gaming. I was never into the whole mouse and keyboard at the monitor type thing. This could get me into PC gaming because it's putting it in your living room. It's a very neat design. I can already see where it would fit in my little display. But also, am I wrong when I say this, right? I'm looking at like the possibilities. So obviously, this thing's going to be able to play the Steam library. Yeah?
yep.
This thing is going to be able to, you can buy games from the Epic Store, right?
There's ways to do that. Yes,
Right. This thing could play the PlayStation games that come to PC.
correct.
This thing can play Game Pass.
There's a way to do it. I wouldn't recommend it, but you theoretically you could. You wouldn't do it. You
Is
wouldn't
there
do
not,
it.
Is there not Game Pass for PC?
There is. We can get into the technicalities of it in a moment.
Okay, and they might want to find a way. Xbox might want to find a way to stop that anyway. What I'm trying to get at is this thing is going to be super versatile.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
This is a genuine competitor that has
This-
entered the market.
Yeah. This. I'm in the same boat as the two of you have been, which is that the PC environment has never attracted me to gaming. And I think, and I don't know how you feel. For me, it's always that it's the interaction that you have the moment you turn it on. It's that the face of it is Windows. Like
Yeah.
that's just not a gaming experience. You want to boot straight into your games. Like that's
Yeah,
the first thing you
yeah.
want to see. It's your games library.
I don't
I
want
know
to
there's-
see my documents and my email.
Yeah, I know there's ways to do it. Like, but
For sure.
realistically, Microsoft is trying to get you to use Copilot and OneDrive and all this kind of shit. They want you to use that crap. That's why they put it in there. And then there's the updates, and you're like, oh no, I'm gonna go to bed now. I'm gonna go out. I'm going to shut this thing out. And it's like, oh, there's like 50 updates to do, and I have to wait for that to update and restart before I can actually turn it off to leave. You know, there's all this shite that comes prepackaged with Windows. So that's never been a fun environment to game with, which is mostly why I always console gamed.
Yeah, and also, I know you have more to say on that. I suppose like another thing for me was just that like while obviously I understand how much you can do with gaming PCs if you have the know-how and the skill and the ability to do that, but
Yeah.
just generally speaking, and I know obviously nowadays there is ones for it, but generally speaking, the PC was not designed for gaming.
hmm Oh yeah,
That's not its sole purpose. Versus a console is designed for gaming.
yes,
So I like that from the get-go, it's designed with the gamer in mind.
yeah. It's like get rid of all the extra shit.
Yeah,
It's just
and
like
that's just something
let's
that
focus on
appeals
games.
to me as
Yeah.
a gamer. Yeah. But anyway,
So after owning the Steam Deck, I'm like, I am so convinced on Valve's vision and what they've done because they have addressed all the problems I would have with a PC environment. When you boot it up, it's straight into what they would call the big picture mode. If any of you have Steam on your computer, you can actually launch it. It's like top right corner. It looks like a TV, I think. If you press that, it takes you to big picture mode, and you can kind of get a sense of what the Steam machine would look like. You can actually try it out on your computer. Um, but it launches straight into that, and it's like there's your library. And if you were to install games from other storefronts, whether it's Epic or I don't know who else there is, Ubisoft or whatever, um, GOG, you can add them to your Steam library. So it shows up. It's not like, oh, I need to. It's not like, like, you're like, oh, I want to watch a movie. Now I have to scour Netflix. I have to scour Amazon Prime. I have to scour Disney
Yeah.
Plus to find the
Puts them
movie.
all in the one place.
It's one spot. There it is. It doesn't even take you out of the Steam app into the other app. Like it just launches the game. Everything gets out of the way, and it's just like, there's your game. You want to play it? There you go. You can play it. Right? There's just no issues with it. Well, I won't say no issues. Sometimes there's issues. Like I have run into a few things that led me to go to YouTube to try and figure out what's the problem here. So I wouldn't say it's like the most seamless. If it's a new game, it seems to be quite seamless. If it's an old title that requires, like it's like an XP, Windows XP generation or something like that, it might require a little bit of messing around with, just because that game's not compatible with new hardware and new screen technology and all this kind of stuff, right? So that might require a little bit of a tinker. But once you've done it and once you've like figured that out and got the game running again, you're all good. The game will run now because it remembers what you've set it at.
That's fucking crazy. So
Yeah,
you don't have to
that's
then
ridiculous.
come out and rechange your settings for each and every game, like.
No, unless for whatever reason you're just like, I don't really like the look of this.
sure.
I want to change it. Like something like a game like Arkham Asylum, for example. If you load that up on a PC, you would normally get your settings window first. The set things, and then you press play, which launches it into the game.
Yeah.
So that side of it, for those older titles, do that. But like newer games like Baldur's Gate and stuff, they put all those settings directly into the game's pause screen. Like you would on a PlayStation.
Nice. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the way games are being made for the PC platform is changing as well. Like game developing has taken on a much more console first approach, which is benefiting the PC gaming, I think.
And I assume, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. I assume that if you have a Steam Deck and a Steam machine, you can play the games that you're playing on the Steam machine and pick up where you left off on the Steam Deck.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. So
So you could be playing the new Divinity when it comes out, right?
Mm-hmm.
At home on the couch, and then you're flying away somewhere for whatever reason, and you continue the very same save file on your Steam Deck while you're away. And when you come
Yeah,
back,
because
you
it's
play on the couch again.
different hardware, but the same, not server, but same safe. No,
yeah, the
like
cloud,
same
the
same
cloud,
account, same
the
account.
cloud, yeah, the cloud save side of it, which of course PlayStation does, Xbox does as well. Um, the cloud saving side of it has been there for quite a while, and that's free. So this is the other benefit, right? Cloud saving is free. Multiplayer is free. There's no subscription here for
Yeah,
PC
yeah.
gaming.
Yeah, this is going to get a lot of people in.
And if you want to play older titles, you don't need to subscribe. You could emulate. You have there's a huge emulation scene on the Steam Deck, and if you have access to or you can acquire some of the older titles, you could build a massive emulation library and play whatever you want. And it benefits as well from newer hardware. The emulator kind of developer scene, they put a lot of work and effort into upscaling a lot of games. So like I have Crisis Core PSP on running on the Steam Deck, and that actually benefits from the higher resolution screen and stuff, that it upscales everything and it performs better. I can get it to run at 60 FPS, which it never did on PSP. So there's actually benefits, almost like having your own remaster version of
Machine.
games. Yeah, yeah.
Nuts. You interested in this, Eric?
Yes,
Is this something that you're
sure,
like,
for sure.
depending
Yeah.
on price and stuff, this is something I probably could get as a secondary console?
Yeah, because there would be, of course, games that there have been games in the past that I'm like, oh, I kind of wouldn't mind being able to play that through the PC version. Like I might have played them on console. XCOM 2 would be one of them because I know that there's stuff to XCOM 2 that's not on like a mod front, but just genuinely like updates that are only on PC. They're only on Steam.
Hmm.
Which I just think obviously Skyrim.
Oh yeah.
I would love to play Skyrim with all those mods. I mean, I think I've shared a couple of those videos of what people have done with that game to make it look completely new. Like Steam definitely absolutely interests me. I do have it on the Mac, but obviously library is limited
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
don't like
because it's
playing on
Mac.
Mac.
No, I don't either. But like so being a but the fact that I would have those games and then if I got the Steam machine,
Yeah.
I'd still have access to them because it's the same account. So then I'd be able to play because I have Total War Shogun, I think. So it's like I'd be able to play Shogun. I think I have the Total War Warhammer. Maybe then, hopefully, I'd be able to play Total War Warhammer 40k and even Dawn of War 4 because that'd be classed if I can play that.
Hmm.
Which I think Dawn of War 4 is going to have co-op.
Nice,
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
nice.
that'd be cool to do. Yeah, so that would be something that'd be interesting because it's just various games that I think would be a better experience to play on this machine, as well as open up a whole new way to play Skyrim because you gotta play Skyrim. I gotta,
You
I
gotta
gotta
get
see
it.
what else I can smith.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Uh,
I'm very interested in this, and it is price dependent, of course.
Yes.
Especially
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
launch. Like maybe you get it later either if it's too expensive at launch, you know.
I don't know
Um,
why I'm feeling like it's like between 500 to 600.
I think
So there's
that is very unlikely.
there's like the price it should be, and then there's the price that it could end up being.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a big talking point is the pricing of this thing.
Hmm.
And yeah, it even for myself, it's still a bit price dependent on. That's why I'd be looking at the bundle. I think I could get more out of if they could package these things together. Like, yes, obviously it's way more money, but I feel like I'll be getting more money's worth. Um, depending on what way they price that Steam machine. Because when you think about when you're looking at the actual specifications of it, it's like just shy of, or at least this is what it seems to be, just shy of a base PS5 in terms of performance.
Hmm.
So, do you want to be at that stage? You can get a PS5 cheaper.
Right, yeah.
A Switch 2 would be cheaper. So it puts it in a really weird spot here.
How much
you know.
was the Steam Deck again?
Well, if you are buying it not on sale, the bottom one is just a little over 400, I think, 420, I think.
Right, okay, so it actually probably would then be more expensive than what I was saying. It'd probably be more like 700 to 800 maybe.
So that is,
At
I
cheapest,
think
like,
that sounds about right.
yeah, we're in a really unfortunate position at the moment where,
If it was 500 though, it'd be like a
oh, that's an
yeah.
immediate
yeah.
yeah, that's an immediate
Yeah, yeah,
purchase.
yeah, shut up and take my money, like.
Yeah. Even if I don't use it, like the Xbox.
Yeah. I think like the where it should be priced is between the 550 to 600
Mm-hmm.
Right.
for the 512
Realistically.
for the 512 gigabyte model. That's where it should be priced. Is it going to be that price? Probably not. It's probably going
Just
to be
not
closer to
with.
700.
I think maybe if this came out 5 years ago, it would be. I just think
Yeah.
with the way things are now, like everything is more expensive, and in particular, like consoles went up in price, not down, which is the
Yeah.
opposite of what happened to every other generation. So it
Hmm.
just indicates to me that if you release a new piece of hardware, like I don't think the Switch 2 was ever going to be as expensive as it is.
And I think it's going to get more
Originally.
expensive.
Yeah,
I actually think the price is going to go up.
Yeah, 100%. So, yeah, but I'm still excited about it. Can't wait to see the actual release date and what the actual price is. And then there'll be a lot of interesting conversations about people just trying to decide whether it's for them or not. I think like the online conversations are going to be
Yeah.
super interesting. How convinced are we that Half-Life 3 is a launch title?
I feel like it. I'm not like all in that it's definitely going to be one, but it would be a bit unusual if it isn't. They normally launch a game with every hardware announcement.
For
When
sure.
they did the Valve Index, which was their previous VR headset, they launched Half-Life Alyx. When they
Hmm.
did the Steam Deck, it was a bit, it was a smaller title, but Aperture Desk Job, which is based in the Portal universe. Um, so they tend to release something when they're doing some form of announcement. I think the
Hmm.
Orange Box came with one or the other, like whether it's the source code release or something like that. So they do tend to launch something with something. So out of all of them, uh, Half-Life 3 will capture the most headlines, or it could be Portal 3. You know,
Ooh.
I think it'll be something, but it's hard to know at this
I
stage
think it's
what.
more likely to be Half-Life 3 though, right?
It
I
should
mean,
be.
Just
people
at this
people
rate.
people have been asking for it for since
The
time
question
immemorial.
is, do you do a obviously it wouldn't be, you can't do exclusivity to this machine because you can
No,
always get on PC and stuff. But do you do exclusivity to PC timed at least? Like, do you not launch on PlayStation, and Xbox at least for a while in the
I don't think it'll
hopes
launch on
of
PlayStation.
at all?
No, it would just
No,
be a Steam game.
I think it'll be exclusive to Steam, and maybe
It's a good
they
idea.
will launch like a product code, like whether that's you get it at a discount if you buy the Steam machine.
Hmm.
Because it's not like there's no way they're going to make it exclusive.
You
That's like you
can't.
can't possibly do that. But I
Yeah.
do think it'll be exclusive to Steam itself, the platform. Yeah,
Well, that would be a great way though to encourage the set. I just think that it's a brand new thing. It's coming all this hardware. What's the missing ingredient is like a big game that people have been wanting for years.
yeah,
Would just be like a Hail Mary kind of moment, I think, for them of like we launched all this and we launched it in like the perfect way for our audience.
yeah.
I think Portal people would pop for Portal 3 too, but not in the same way
Not in the same way. No, no,
as
no, no, no.
Half-Life 3. That would
Yeah,
absolutely like blow the internet up for a little bit.
especially if they launch it with a VR mode.
Well,
To go with the frame, like
Yeah, so that there's something to play with the
yeah,
frame.
yeah, this is it. Like, oh shit, what about fucking Half-Life 3
They
and
tried it.
Portal 3?
They tried Portal VR, and it just made people throw up. So
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
not.
no, Portal VR is not a good idea. I
But they've
think,
already tried. They've already got Half-Life, a VR version. So they already have like the framework to do it. And
yeah,
so I do think that if there is
that
a
makes a
Half-Life
ton
3,
of sense.
that there would be like a VR mode also, so that if you get the frame, you could experience it that way.
That makes a ton of sense.
I kind of like. I don't think I've ever played a Half-Life game. I'll know it when I see it. Like I know some
Yeah,
of the iconic designs and stuff from Half-Life, but I know fuck all about it other than I think aliens rule Earth and they took over Earth in like a matter of minutes and like that was it. And then that's all I know about Half-Life. And I'm just like well this is like yeah, it's one of those games that people are just crazy for the third one. Because I think it's the first two were on Xbox 360. I
I
think they're
don't.
like
They
that old.
might have ported. Like they've always been a PC thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
Like
because
they might have ported over.
I think one of my friends, I think he had one or two. He had one of them on the Xbox 360 for sure. Like it did
Okay,
come out.
maybe
Uh,
two, maybe.
and yeah, so I think they're that old, and so
Oh no,
people
they're
are
very
just
old. They're
but
yeah.
waiting generations there for this.
yeah,
So
no, like
this will be
honestly,
class.
it's and that's the thing. Like, I've never played a Half-Life game, but I just know the legend of waiting for Half-Life 3 as a thing that, like, it's an
It's been a
internet.
meme.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Like for so long.
It's that same thing as like what'll be hilarious is if it is a launch title, the next meme will be we got Half-Life 3 before we got GTA 6. You know the way like when
Yeah.
people say we got whatever before GTA
Yeah,
6,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah,
And that will
yeah.
be it. And people will be like, yeah, that's fucking crazy. So then I want to know, when do you think the Steam machine will launch? Like roughly.
Probably March.
you know what's really weird?
That feels good. Yeah.
that's the month that was in my head. I was thinking
Yeah,
March,
like
but I
when
was
you
like,
say early 2026, it's like, okay, well, it's not going to be fucking January or February because you need a bit of time for pre-orders, you need a bit of time for marketing and selling and all
Yep.
that stuff and shipping and all. But obviously, if you're saying early 2026, then you don't mean the summer. So it's got to be
Yeah.
March or April at the latest, right?
Yeah. I feel
Hmm.
March. I think that feels right.
That
Feels right,
feels
Brian.
that feels good. That feels good. So do you kick off the year then? I don't think they do anything on this before New Year. I think January is when we get the
Yeah,
it would
probably. Yeah.
it would suck if they did something before the new year because we're doing our little bonus on it right now.
Oh, well, we would just talk about it again. But
Yeah,
I
yeah,
do
yeah.
think that January is when they're going to do this is what's coming up now. And you
Pre-order
can
start
pre-order
now.
it now.
Mm.
And, I think they'll do a full presentation and then do a one more thing Half-Life
Mm.
3 pre-order now. You know what I mean? I just think that
Yeah.
they have this planned, I think.
Yeah. There's and like so I was saying one of the predictions I had about the Game Awards is that we'd hear some sort of news about it.
Hmm.
And when that didn't happen, I was like, actually thinking about it, that makes a ton of sense. Like why we don't hear anything in the Game Awards. Like if you really wanted all eyes in gaming industry, you would announce at the Game Awards. But I actually don't think, and this is we're hearing a lot of uh, criticism thrown towards the Steam machine, going, "Oh, it's like it's really underpowered. It's going to be overly expensive. Thing is dead on arrival. It will never compete against PlayStation." And I'm like, I don't think Valve is actually looking to compete like
No,
at all. This
no.
isn't a competitor. I think if they sell 10 million units of these, they will see that as a massive success, even though
Yes.
in Xbox eyes, that's a huge failure.
Which is so fucking weird. But I think as well, like I think you've hit the nail on the head. I don't think they're looking to compete. I think they're just looking to build on what they've done.
I think they're
Mm.
trying to make PC gaming survive because that's their
Yeah.
bread and
Mm.
butter. Because like, how many people, even in your own circle, have a PC? How many families now have a family PC?
Yeah.
Everyone's doing everything on their phone now. Uh, and then if they're gaming on a console. Very few people, and they made the Steam machine. They said based off of um, what the what's the current hardware that people are using on Steam. I think it's every quarter they release what people are actually using to play games on. It's to help the devs know what to be targeting and all this kind of stuff. And they said that this thing is more powerful than 70% of what Steam users are currently using.
Okay.
That's how they based the news. So
What kind of fucking
this isn't for the super elite like mad RGB lighting cooler water
No, no,
cooling
no. The
systems. It's
PC.
not for them.
No,
This is
those
for
people are
people.
still going to build their gaming PC.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is for people who had a laptop in college and now is just really struggling to run
Honestly,
Counter-Strike.
like we are the target audience.
I am
It's
100% the target audience.
it's
I-
for the people who didn't PC game, really. And it's
well,
put
yeah,
and
I think it's
I mean
I think
as
it's
your
more than that.
primary
Yeah.
form of gaming. It's like let's put PC gaming in your living room because that's the comfortable way you like to play.
I think that I think that side of it actually was almost a happy accident.
Okay, okay.
I think they were at the drawing board and they were looking at like, okay, what is the future? And they're not the only ones. Microsoft is also looking at this. Like we
Mhm.
saw the amount of games that didn't have Xbox support announced at the Game Awards. They knew that like Microsoft would know that developers are actually stopping supporting the Xbox. Then they were like, well, we have to do something to fix this problem then. Like these devs aren't just like, no, we're boycotting Xbox.
No, they're not. No.
They're having an issue trying to develop for the Series S, right? So uh, Microsoft are also trying to shift into and their bread and butter is Windows. They're obviously seeing that PC's time is numbered. People are switching to mobile. They're gaming on like iOS or fucking consoles and shit like that. Uh, so they need to do something to make PC exciting again.
Mhm.
And that's why you hand over various different form factors. It's like, well, whatever fucking way you want to play it, here you go. And I actually think the more exciting announcement from a future of gaming perspective is actually the Steam frame, like which has been kind of sidelined a little bit
Mhm.
in the announcements. So the Steam frame is using an ARM processor, which is what you'll find in your Android phones,
Hmm.
and they are making games out of the box run not only on Linux, which is a huge fucking feat in itself, but also Linux on ARM. So you can now play Windows games on Linux on ARM, which the games were never developed for. And what this does immediately now is that makes the entire Steam library compatible for ARM processors. So now someone down the line could make an Android device that can now run Steam games.
Holy shit. Okay.
Like the way this opens up the potential for the future, and they said that themselves in a recent interview. They were like, "Yeah, no, we were looking at like the ARM processor thing to try and think about other form factors that you could play games on." Um, so will there be a Steam phone? Probably not. But I think
But will
what
there be
Valve
Steam on phones? Probably.
possibly, yeah.
I
So
think,
I
like,
think Valve is like what they're doing here is not saying here is the next competitor. I think what they're saying is here's a potential for a form factor. Can you please now start building these things? Like
mm,
I think Valve would be happy for Lenovo, Asus, or OG to actually come out with a competitor Steam machine and with Steam OS on it.
mm.
Because as far as they're concerned, it's like, okay, well that competes directly against Microsoft, and you're gonna be fucking playing Steam games. Like,
Well, that's
go ahead.
what I was gonna say was I think you're right in that they're not that I don't think they have entered the market to compete with the gaming consoles. However, they are inadvertently competing with Xbox.
Yeah,
Even if it's
and
not the intention, that's the one that is going like PlayStation can continue doing what they're doing,
yeah,
and there's always going to be a market for PlayStation. They've proven that over the years
yeah.
because what they do is what they do. Nintendo have nothing to worry about. There's a market for Nintendo. There's like Nintendo fans will live or die by Nintendo, right?
Hmm.
At this point, they're making theme parks and everything. They are the Disney of video games. But Xbox, who have been working really hard with an identity crisis and trying to establish this Xbox Play Anywhere thing, and here comes Steam with the possibility of Steam Play Everywhere as a possible future.
I would
Where
I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall in Xbox
when this was announced,
when that announcement came out. I would love to like they must have known like I mean not, all these companies kind of talk to each other, but at the same time they must have been like fuck
I think their best strategy, honestly, would be
give
to
up.
no to work with, and you can get Game Pass on the Steam machine. That's not going to happen at launch, but I think down the line, I think that is the best because for them, it's like,
Yeah.
okay, we still make the money on the subscriptions. We're still
But I
doing
think
our
they're
play everywhere, play anywhere
yeah.
thing, you know.
But I
But
think Microsoft's angle this whole time really has been to increase Windows market share. So it's
possibly,
it like Game Pass now has been just like you know the upper heads were like, look, this isn't making money. Do something about it, will you? It's like, okay, I guess we gonna have to increase the pricing now. Like this is a last resort. We need to make money out of it to show that Xbox is a viable part of the company. Otherwise, we'll just scrap it. But the whole key aspect of it and why we're seeing the shift now into Xbox everywhere thing is to try and increase Windows market share on like get Windows on all the things because we've invested fucking hugely into AI now and we want people using our AI platform and we want to gather their data. We want to be able to sell them adverts, all this shit. And if you put Game Pass on Steam OS,
hmm
I tell you, there's going to be a massive exodus. People are going to switch to Linux for
okay,
gaming.
yeah, okay,
People will
okay.
switch to Linux.
This is what I foresee happening, right? In the second or third week of January is normally when we get the Xbox Developer Direct.
Yeah.
Okay, which is I think is going to be regardless of what you think about Xbox or where you're planning on playing these games, most of them are going to be coming to PlayStation anyway. So that's probably where you're going to play them. So one way or another, the showcase will be exciting. But I think it's going to be a good developer direct. I think you're going to get Gears E Day, you're going to get Fable, you're going to get the Halo Combat Evolved or Campaign Evolved, remake, and probably something else that we don't know about, right? These are the games that are going to show up at the Xbox Developer Direct in the second or third week of January as part also of the 25th anniversary of Xbox, right? But that same week
We'll get Steam.
is when Steam or Valve are going to do their little showcase and announce the release date, the pricing, and Half-Life 3. That's what I think will happen.
Are we doing
I mean,
another? Are we doing another predictions game here, Chris? Now is that what you're?
No, I can foresee that timeline wise as making sense, but also it puts them into conversation in a really interesting way.
You two guys are starting to like. You're reminding me of that image of Charlie Day from Always Sunny when he's got all like the dots. He's fucking like losing it. With your predictions, and then Adam with his like, oh, they did ARM, and then ARM goes to Linux, but then there's Linux ARM that then goes to the fucking
that side of it. Like,
you can see where it's going though.
Yeah, I know.
That's why I'm I'm excited again, right? For a long time, it's been a bit predictable. The games have been like either remasters or it's like the same formula. Although I'd say that this latest Game Awards has shown that there's actually new stuff being bred, which is great.
There's new.
But this is going to shake shit up a little bit, right? It's going to give a potential for, like.
Are you want another console war? Is that what you want? Then
that's what we need, man. We need another console war. But it's just, this thing is fucking phenomenal, right? And
he's holding up a Steam Deck for anyone who's listening.
It's a Vita.
No, it's a Vita.
Oh, it's Vita.
That's a PS
It's way
Vita.
too small to be a.
Yeah. This thing
like
can
a
actually
Steam
fit your
Deck.
pocket.
Baby.
Yes, it is. It is. It's a Vita.
It's phenomenal. And the problem with it was that, well, this ran on an ARM processor and the PS4 had an x86 processor. Games were being made to prioritize x86 because once we're finished making games for that, we can then port it over to Xbox, which is also x86. And when we're finished with that, we can port it to PC, which was also x86. So you're just not even thinking about ARM. Because who's on this? How many players have this device? So it's just not worth it. But the moment you say, oh, actually the Steam library is fully available now, devs don't even have to think about it. Because we've done all the groundwork. The user just downloads a game and we do in the background all the compatibility layer shit. So the game will just fucking work. Devs don't have to do any more work. Users don't have to do any more work. All your games, doesn't matter what device you buy now, your games will work.
And that's
with a little asterisk next to it, of course. But
that's the vision.
Yeah, it just gives the freedom of like, well, if let's say the Steam Deck is too bulky for you, okay, great. Someone could come out with like this slimmed version that's maybe not as powerful, but it might fit your lifestyle more. Maybe it has better battery, or you're like, actually, the Steam Deck isn't powerful enough. Okay, ROG Ally X is way more powerful, but if that thing can run Steam OS, your game's going. So it's just going to give you more flexibility and more control over how do you want to play your games. But we all have the one platform. Like, I don't know of any other time when I could invest in a ecosystem that, like, I think back to when I made my Steam library back in 2009, I think is when I made my account. There's games there since then that I can play right now on the Steam Deck. Why the fuck can I not play that copy of fucking Final Fantasy VII I've purchased off of the PlayStation Store? Why do I need to buy the Metal Gear Solid the collection Volume 1 to play Metal Gear Solid, which, as far as I can see, is just a ported version of the PS1. They didn't do anything with it. When I've already bought that, and it's in my PlayStation account, I've already bought it on the PS Store. Why can't I play that one on my console, right?
Yeah.
So we invest in generations, but they don't carry over. And as far as building a collection, if we're moving fully digital, Valve's the only one that's made one that lasts. Like you can actually put your money down and say, well, I trust that for the next 10 years, that's still going to be there. And I don't need to buy these games again. And I also don't need to wait for the developer to remaster it or remake it in order for me to just enjoy it again. I just download and play it.
So they've made a system for those who come after.
Hey, well, what's gas is this is exactly what Xbox has been trying to build this whole generation.
I know.
And
The Series X is actually one of
al-
the better consoles for games
But-
preservation.
but they've already done it.
Yeah.
And it kind of seems like they've come overnight and went, here's what our plan is. And it's like, we have been working so hard trying to build this whole Play Anywhere thing, and you already have it. So the Steam Machine is coming to shake shit up. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Are you excited? That's what we want to know. And when do you think we're going to get this thing? How much do you think it's going to cost? What's going to be the launch game that makes it exciting? Let us know all your thoughts. You've heard our takes. We want to hear your take. If you're watching YouTube, jump down in the comments to share your thoughts. If you enjoyed this bonus, please do give us a thumbs up. Hit subscribe, ring the notification bell for future content. And to those who listen to us on audio platforms, you can touch base on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and X at The Brothers Take. Again, to give your take on the Steam Machine, which might be hinting at the future of gaming. Thank you so much for checking out this bonus, guys. We will be back to talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. We've actually, in our previous episode where we asked the question, is handheld the future of gaming? I think we can confidently say that it's actually PC. PC is the future of gaming.
We're all joining the master race.
It's just the form factor's changing.
Fuck. He nailed it.